Football returns on Thursday, the first of 4 live pigskin productions this week, starting with Bangor and Northwestern Lehigh on Thursday. The Tigers, where we begin our Week 2 installment of top plays and prime time performers. Northwestern got an early start last week as well, facing rival Northern Lehigh in the annual Mountain Road Rumble, where senior Eli Zimmerman accounted for 4 of the Tigers' 8 total touchdowns after opening the scoring with a 41-yard interception return for a score. The speedy senior then hauled in a 9-yard scoring strike before capping his monster evening with a pair of TD totes, first for 29 yards and then a 60-yarder to pay dirt, all part of a 56-7 win that's got Northwestern off to a 2-0 start, and Zimmerman a big reason why. Through the season's first 2 weeks, the dynamic playmaker has already found the end zone 7 total times. Second straight big week for Zimmerman. Last week also marked the second week in a row that Saucon Valley's defense picked off not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 passes. Senior Shane Karasets with a 32-yard interception return for a touchdown in Thursday's tilt at Palisades. Jared Roan also had a pick, while Elijah Miller tallied 2. He's now up to 3 INTs through the season's first 2 weeks. Over their first 2 games, the Panthers have limited their opponents to just 21 total points, keeping the opposition off the board in 6 of 8 quarters. Saucon Valley has its home opener this Friday versus Palmerton. From defense to special teams, how about the redemption story last Thursday for Liberty kicker Christian Hackett? After missing a go-ahead 28-yard field goal early in the fourth quarter, the sophomore avenged that misstep with just over a minute left in regulation when Hackett drilled this game-winning 30-yarder, propelling the Hurricanes past Central Catholic 15-14. That was Liberty's first win over the Vikings since 2018 and the program's first triumph against an old EPC South team in 5 years. Canes are back on SEN this Saturday when they host Stroudsburg. Freedom, meanwhile, is back on the Service Electric Network Friday when the Patriots welcome Central to BASD. That'll come exactly 1 week after a milestone victory for the program last week, the 300th win in Freedom football history. This one an early season statement triumph over Parkland, one powered by senior running back Aaron Beat, who racked up nearly 200 yards of total offense. Beat doing most of his damage on the ground as he toted the rock 20 times for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, the most electrifying of which came in the second quarter, when the senior made a pair of Trojans miss at midfield before outrunning a third on this 78-yard scoring scamper. The Pates snapped a 5-game losing streak versus the Trojans with a 30-13 victory. Now another impressive rushing performance came Friday at Easton, where the Red Rovers earned their first victory of the new season, doing so in emphatic fashion, absolutely running all over District 1 Springford. Easton amassed over 300 yards rushing, scoring 6 of its 7 touchdowns on the ground. Seniors Dorian Thomas and Will Day were quite the 1-2 punch in the backfield. Thomas racked up 131 yards on the ground on just 12 carries, while Day rushed for 98 yards on 13 attempts. He found pay dirt on the ground 3 times, while Thomas scored twice. Easton bulldozed Springford 49-7. The Rovers get Northeast High School out of Philadelphia this upcoming Friday night. Nazareth, meanwhile, scored all 5 of its touchdowns last Friday versus Whitehall on the ground, with a pair coming from junior quarterback and Virginia Tech commit Peyton Falzone, who ended up carrying the ball 9 times for 58 yards, finding the end zone from 1 and 13 yards out as part of the Blue Eagles' 34-6 win over the Zephyrs. Through the season's first 2 weeks, Falzone has 6 total TDs, 4 of which have come on the ground. Good litmus test upcoming for the Blue Eagles this week as 2-0 Nazareth faces 2-0 Wilson West Lawn on Friday night.